Seduction, confidence, and power. These three forces have shaped human history far more than armies, wealth, or even intellect. They are not separate skills, but interlocking pillars of influence. Master one and the others naturally follow. Master all three, and you become untouchable. Niccolò Machiavelli is often misunderstood as merely a manipulator, but he saw a deeper game. He didn't just write about princes and politics. He studied the anatomy of human influence. To him, seduction wasn't just about romance. It was the art of being irresistible in every domain. Confidence wasn't self-help fluff. It was armor, a form of power earned through perception, not force. Let's begin with the first step, becoming that dangerous, hybrid Machiavellian figure. Someone who doesn't chase but draws others in. Someone whose confidence cannot be shaken. Someone people follow not out of obligation, but out of fascination. You don't need to be the most attractive. You need to be the most compelling. Machiavelli argued that desire is born not from pleasure but from uncertainty, from the anticipation of something that might be yours but isn't yet. As he wrote in The Prince, people are driven more by the fear of loss than the promise of gain. For seduction, this means creating tension, not drama. Don't give everything, don't always be available, and don't respond instantly. Make your presence feel like a reward, not a given. Speak less than expected. Hold eye contact, then break it. Don't smile automatically. Let warmth be something they earn. Let silence weigh heavier than their words. People obsess over what they don't fully understand. Chase what feels just out of reach. Once you give your attention, approval, or vulnerability too easily, their interest fades. Seduction is not performance. It's a strategy of scarcity. You've been told confidence comes from achievement, approval, or being liked. Machiavelli knew the truth. Confidence is performed. You don't wait to feel powerful, you act powerful. Others see it, and then you begin to believe it yourself. This is why some people walk into a room and all eyes turn. Not because they are rich or famous, but because their posture silently says, I don't need you, but you might need me. As he wrote, everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. Perform power before you feel it. Own the space. Take up physical room. Don't shrink. Stand with purpose. Move slowly. Fast movements reveal anxiety. Slow ones signal control. Speak last. Let silence make others uneasy. Touch objects deliberately. A glass, your collar, a pen, to show you're unhurried. Never over-explain. Justification is insecurity disguised as honesty. Confidence is not shouting. It's the calm presence of someone who knows they're dangerous and doesn't need to prove it. Repeat this performance enough, and it hardens into reality. Power comes from controlling what others feel around you. Machiavelli understood something chilling. You don't need to be loved. You need to be feared, admired, and above all, respected. Power doesn't come from domination. It comes from emotional control. Make others feel respected and they follow. Make them feel seen and they protect you. Make them feel inferior and they obey, even with a smile. To achieve this, master your own emotions. Never show jealousy. It signals weakness. Never show desperation. It signals dependence. Never show outrage. It signals loss of control. Never show admiration too easily. It signals lower value. When provoked, be colder. When praised, remain still. When disrespected, look at them as if they embarrass themselves. Your reactions create your power. Those who flinch, overreact, or smile too widely become forgettable. But the one who stays, composed while others scramble, that's the person they call powerful. Be the spider, not the fly. The fly overshares, talks too much, explains everything, desperate to be liked. The spider observes, smiles faintly, asks careful questions, and waits. Machiavelli never advised controlling others directly. That's brute force. Instead, weave webs. Give compliments with double meanings. Ask questions that reveal motives. Mirror body language to build trust silently. Withdraw slightly when someone gets too close. They'll chase you. Let them think they're leading while walking into your trap. And when they are caught, don't pull, observe. This is seduction as strategy, influence as dominion, not by command, but by desire. Seduction isn't beauty. Confidence isn't feeling good. Power isn't domination. They're all about perception. Appear rare, and people desire you. Appear unbothered, and people admire you. Appear above, and people follow. At first, you don't need to be these things. Just play the part until reality rewires itself. Next comes internal mastery, where your presence reshapes the world around you. Emotional control is the ultimate form of confidence. Anyone can seem strong in comfort. True Machiavellian power shows under insult, challenge, or embarrassment. Most react. They explain, defend, argue. The most dangerous absorb and choose when to respond. A wise prince attracts attention by conduct, not words. Emotional control isn't apathy, it's discipline. Feeling chaos without letting it show. Delay reactions, let insults linger. Remain neutral to flattery, and over time you become a fortress. People sense it. They fear your silence, crave your approval. Seduction extends beyond romance. Its influence without resistance, making others lower their guard, align with you, and see you as the answer to their desires, status, love, validation, security, or power. The most seductive figures in history, Cleopatra, Caesar, Casanova, were rarely the most beautiful. They understood desire. They entered emotional fog, boredom, insecurity, longing, and became the solution. You sell a feeling, not yourself. Mirror emotions, elevate subtly, speak with ambiguity, and withdraw. Make them feel seen in ways no one else can. People fall for the reflection of their best self, not for you. Power is built in silence. Loud power is fragile. Real power strikes quietly. Withhold your goals, intentions, and care. Make your actions unpredictable. Make your limits invisible. Observe more than you act. He who builds on the people builds on mud. When your true strength is revealed, it should hit like lightning, sudden, undeniable, irreversible. Become the source of identity for others, and they bind themselves to you willingly. Reinforce their role, protector, rebel, genius, seducer, but withdraw if they betray it. Over time, they don't just want you, they need you. This is mastery of influence, Machiavellian style. Now you've learned to wear the mask of power to shift perception and influence behavior. But here's the twist. Machiavelli hinted that once the mask is worn long enough, it fuses with your being. Actions change beliefs. Posture shapes presence. Restraint becomes control. Seduction becomes instinct. Most search for themselves. A Machiavellian builds themselves, brick by brick, behavior by behavior. Until tactics are no longer needed, they become the tactic. They don't act like they have options. They are the option, and the world begins to orbit them. With the exterior shaped, it's time to conquer the internal realm. True power consolidates within. Machiavelli knew people aren't controlled by force. They are controlled by the assumptions they make about you. Master those assumptions without lifting a finger, and you become untouchable. Master the power of negative space. Say less, mean more. Silence is not weakness. It's the most potent statement. People rush to fill silence, but in the void, others project onto you. In conversation, pause longer than expected. Delay approval. Respond with stillness to accusations. In groups, speak once meaningfully, then withdraw. People obsess over gaps. In those gaps, you become myth, not man. Silence is the language of the powerful. Become the prize, not the seeker. Approval is a trap. Those who chase it relinquish control. Machiavelli taught, whoever wants less holds more. Distance yourself from the eager. Withdraw when standards aren't met. Delay responses to invitations. Respond to insults with subtle amusement, not defense. Rejection makes you rare. Rarity makes you powerful. Seduction is ultimate when desired by many, but choosing only a few. You pull, never chase. Psychological warfare begins within. Your posture, tone, and energy reflect your internal dialogue. If your mind harbors insecurity, doubt, or resentment, external charm fails. The Machiavellian mind is not kind, it is clear. Become more or be ruled. Reframe thoughts. Replace, I hope they like me, with let's see if they qualify. Replace I'm nervous with, this is how power sharpens itself. Replace, what if they reject me? With good, they revealed their value. Replace, why did they do this to me? With I allowed it. Never again. Respect is earned by becoming undeniable, starting with how you speak to yourself when no one's watching. Control the frame, don't argue, define. Every interaction has a lens. The one who defines it shapes reality. Most argue facts. Machiavellians argue context. If called arrogant, respond, confidence looks like arrogance to the insecure. If interrupted, pause and ask, are you done? If someone gossips, ask, why are you comfortable telling me this? Controlling the frame makes you the narrator of reality. Cultivate fortress energy. Dangerous men radiate calm. They smile while others panic. Listen while revealing nothing. Speak little but command attention. In modern life, your mind is the fortress. Be comfortable in solitude. Dependence destroys danger. Stop oversharing. Exposing wounds gives others maps to exploit you. Train in private, sharpen skills. Let others idolize you silently. Master micro-reactions. Pause at surprises, reveal nothing. A fortress doesn't flinch, doesn't rush. It watches, waits, and strikes decisively. This energy makes others second-guess themselves. Respect you instinctively, and once formed, this instinct is nearly impossible to undo. By now you've learned to seduce minds, perform confidence, and embed power into how you walk, talk, and think. But there is one final transformation, becoming not just respected, but remembered. This is what Machiavelli sought, lasting influence, a legacy that endures long after you are gone, untouched even by enemies. This is the apex of Machiavellian mastery. You've seduced without lowering yourself, built unshakable confidence, and gained power through silence, rejection, and framing. Now comes immortality, not literal, but psychological, lasting impact. The kind that lingers in rooms and minds long after your presence fades. You become more than a person. You become a symbol, a standard, a force people unconsciously compare everyone else to. When you leave someone's life, leave with mystery, never closure. Don't over-explain. Let them wonder what could have been. When you enter, be unlike anyone they've met. Speak less, see more, reveal nothing. Make them feel awe, fear, approval, possibility. Make them laugh, challenge them, silence them, then withdraw. Contrast lodges in the mind. Your distinctiveness makes them search for you in everyone else, always coming up short. This is how you haunt minds, not like a ghost, but as the standard no one else can meet. Make presence performance and absence an event. Some people are background noise. Some people's absence is felt like a missing organ. Machiavellians design impact, when to appear, how to speak, when to vanish. Scarcity builds mystique. Enter with stillness, not energy. Calmness carries weight. Leave before you're forgotten, preserving value. Stay silent long enough to be missed. Disappear without warning, letting silence become deafening. Others begin questioning themselves, feeling longing, recognizing no one else made them feel what you did. Your absence becomes an echo, a disruption, a shift in the room. This is how legends are made. Cultivate myth. Let others fill in the blanks. Machiavelli's quietest strategy. Let others tell your story. When people piece together whispers, silences, and incomplete narratives, it feels earned, not fabricated. Drop hints to spark curiosity, then divert attention. Let praise reach them indirectly. Never clarify everything. Respond to false accusations with a smile. Keep the myth alive. Earned belief becomes unshakable. Finally, transcend persona. Become the archetype. You began this journey seeking seduction, confidence, and power. Now you must embody something greater, the king, queen, phantom, enigma, flame, whatever fits your strategy. Become the trait itself. You are not someone who intimidates, you are intimidation. Not someone who seduces, you are seduction. Not someone who seems powerful, you are power. Once you achieve this, others align their behavior around you. And Machiavellian mastery reaches its mythic apex. Presence is a weapon, not a routine. Cultivate it rarely but powerfully. Scarcity builds mystique. Enter a room with stillness, not energy. Calmness carries far more weight than excitement. Leave before you are forgotten, always preserving your value. Silence is your ally. Stay silent long enough that your absence is felt. Disappear without warning and let the void become deafening. People will check themselves, question their actions, and feel the void of your attention. Your absence generates longing. the sense that no one else made them feel what you did. It becomes an echo, a disruption, a shift in the room. This is how legends are made, not by constant presence, but by becoming a phenomenon. Cultivate myth. Let others fill in the blanks. One of Machiavelli's quietest strategies. Let people tell your story. When others piece together whispers, silences, and incomplete accounts, they imagine you as more than you are. This is the power of suggestion, myth-building, and mystery. As Machiavelli wrote, a prince must learn how not to be good and use this knowledge according to necessity. You don't need to correct rumors or explain your past. Control the inputs and let their minds do the rest. Drop intentional hints, then change the subject. Let praise reach them indirectly. Never over-clarify. Respond to false accusations with a smile. Keep the myth alive. Reputation built this way feels earned, and earned belief is unshakable. Finally, transcend persona, become the archetype. You began this journey to be seductive, confident and powerful, but that is not enough. At the highest level, you must become something greater, the king, the queen, the enigma, the phantom, the savior, the flame, whatever aligns with your strategy. Embody it fully, so others perceive you as more than a person. You don't just act confident, you are the unshakable. You don't play hard to get, you are the one they never forget. This is how Machiavellian power reaches mythic levels. You are no longer someone with traits, you are the trait. You are not someone who intimidates, you are intimidation. Not someone who seduces, you are seduction. Not someone who seems powerful, you are power. And once you become the symbol, others unconsciously align their behavior around you.